Welcome back to another episode of I'm Going to Tell You Survivor Edition. And I know it's been a hot minute, but here we are. I'm Donovan.
And I'm Gina.
And in this episode, episode 9 of Survivor, we have a whole lot of mess going on, a whole lot of twist. And Jimmy Fallon's in it. And this is just continuing off of Coach and Chrissy going home, which was very cathartic for me and Mom. But first off with this episode, we have Jonathan forming an alliance with Aubrey. And I feel like Aubrey, I think she made the wrong, like it was like not the right move because why go with someone who basically has nobody left unless you count Joe? So like, why would you go with someone like him when you could have just went with the numbers and picked them off one by one? But mom, how do you feel about that? Do you agree, or do you think that it was the right move by Aubrey?
Well, with the outcome, obviously it was the right move, but I don't know. I still feel like Aubrey is a lone wolf, and she just kind of links up with whomever she needs to for that moment. So to me, it's like she doesn't really have an alliance. She's just out there on her own. She's trying to stay small so that she doesn't piss anyone off. She doesn't make any enemies. So she's just trying to be as quiet as she can. She's kind of choosing her battles. She's kind of, I guess she's getting kind of lucky with what she's doing, but basically she's just trying to stay small in the game so that no one really picks her out or alienates her.
Yeah, but mom, this is like Survivor 50. Like playing small and like just trying to whittle by. That's not going to get you $1 million at the moment. But
Well,
I don't think it's like that's not going to get you anything. We've seen people like that do that in the past, and you see what happens to them. Like they'll make it to the finale,
mhm,
possibly, but then they get there and they don't get a single vote because you didn't do anything. You didn't win any challenges. You didn't do
mhm.
anything strategic. You just sat back and watched like everyone in your alliance do something, or you just watched everyone else do something while you just took a back seat. That's not going to get you the money. And going into the challenge, this one was a weird one. You had to like use your wrist or whatever to make sure that like a bucket didn't fall on you. Well, not on you, but like fall. And it's like they've done it before, but the twist for this one is that Jeff Probst was actually in it, and he was
Mhm.
actually holding his own. Not gonna lie, I feel like if he had did this like way back when Survivor started, I feel like
Mhm.
he could have actually beaten him. Do you
Yeah,
think? But mom, do you think it was a good twist?
I thought it was pretty funny when he actually was part of the challenge because he does a lot of talking when they're doing the challenges, trying to distract them, thinking, making foot jokes and things like that. So it was nice to see him get out there and kind of see how it feels to be in that hot sun, trying to do those challenges under crazy circumstances. So that was it was a little funny. I liked it. Pretty good.
Got you. And to the next, and actually, at the end of the challenge, it was between Joe and Ozzy, and Joe somehow beat Mr. Challenge Beast himself. And I mean, I kind of wanted Ozzy to win, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree. I like Ozzy. He's a nice guy. I'm not sure about Joe. Joe is a leader. He's a leader, but he kind of stays back, but he's a leader, and he's very opinionated. And I feel like he wants it to be an all male final. I don't think he wants any women in it. That's just my take, just by the way he's moving. Um, because he can win the challenges. He knows that. He did that in the past. He can win any challenge that you put in front of him. But will he, if he makes it to the final, get sway the jury into voting for him? Because again, we have another player that's kind of quiet, trying to play the game behind the scenes, not really out there in charge, but kind of sitting back. He's kind of like Aubrey, actually, but he can win challenges. That's the only difference between those two. He can win challenges, Arby can't. And Joe is he's sitting back too. He's kind of trying to play the game, but I think if he continues on the way he's doing, he's gonna fall right into the same trap where he makes it to the end and no one votes for him because he's not. I mean, he's not really doing anything. He's not taking any chances.
Yeah, I agree with that like 100%, but I feel like he's just running his mouth a little too much, not nearly as much as Emily does, but I feel like people don't like his takes, like people don't like he's just like very hard-headed. Like if he says he wants that person to go, he wants them gone and then on to the next week with him. He's just going to keep saying it until they're gone, but joke's on him. I feel like if he keeps like this hard-headedness if he keeps this hard-headedness up, I feel like that's going to send him home or even if he somehow makes it into the finale, which I don't believe. if he even makes it there, I feel like he's just going to be any like it's not going to look well bode well for him. Just like in his last run in Survivor, where he made it to the
Mhm.
finale, and then Kyle just played the perfect game or one of the most perfect games I've ever seen in recent Survivor history. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't think he's going to be in the finale.
I'm not sure. I feel like he's going to be. I just feel like he's going to be in the final or the finale or the final three. I just feel like in my bones that he's going to be there because I don't hear his name in the tribal council. I never hear his name being tossed around, and he seems very confident. The way he's moving around. He doesn't seem like he's afraid of anybody putting his name down. And from what I remember, I don't remember all of them, but I don't see his name getting written down a lot. So he feels like he's pretty safe. And, we're getting down to the end here, and he's still there. And he can still win challenges basically whenever he wants. He looks very strong. And every challenge, he looks like he could possibly win every challenge. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But after the challenge, we had a whole lot of mess going on. You see the usual boat come in and they go on a journey, and Christian was the the lucky one, and he went on the boat and went on to the journey, and it was the Jimmy
Mm,
Fallon challenge, if you will, excuse me, and he had to build this puzzle before like all of the anchors like went to the bottom of the sea and like took the puzzle with it. So you would think that someone like Christian, a little nerdy guy like Christian, would do well in a challenge like this, but he didn't. He failed, and even if he had like accomplished the puzzle or finished it, it would have just been like a another ordinary get an extra vote, steal a vote, whatever.
mm,
But in this case, he literally had to vote for himself at tribal council as a penalty. And to add insult to injury, he had to literally tell everybody on camp that he had to vote for himself, which I don't think that should have been the case, but it's Survivor 50. And he was very
I
pissed when he had to vote himself off. And more on that in a second. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't like Christian. I don't because he's very slimy. But I actually felt sorry for him when he didn't get the puzzle. I really thought he was going to solve it because it seems like whoever goes to that island usually does pretty good most of the time. And I felt like he had a lot of, luck. And I thought he was going to actually to get the challenge. I thought he was gonna solve the puzzle, but when that thing took all of his pieces off the boat like that, I felt so bad for him. I felt sorry for him. But I had actually been rooting for him to get voted off for weeks, but then when it finally happened, I felt bad for him.
Well, little spoiler for everybody. No, no problem with that. I'm just saying. But now that everybody knows that
Oh,
Christian has to vote for,
sorry.
no problem, no problem. Everybody has to. Everyone knows now that
Oh.
Christian has to vote for himself. So I mean, this is kind of
Mhm.
like easy pickings. And I let. This is the funny part with me. Like they go into tribal council and they literally say all these people's names. They say Christian. I think they said Devins. Tiffany out of nowhere just says Emily, and they go into tribal council. I don't see one vote for Emily, not one single vote for Emily. I saw
Mhm.
like what was it, two votes for Ozzy, and we all know who that was. It
Mhm.
was just Devins and Emily, per usual. But unfortunately, like you spoiled, but Christian,
Sorry.
no problem. Christian did get voted out quite handily, actually. It was very one sided.
Mhm.
So Christian got voted out, and he's in the jury now, and he was very, like I said, pissed earlier at Jimmy Fallon, and actually went on his show and demanded an apology, which was pretty
Mhm.
hilarious when I saw it.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but it was funny the fact that he made him vote himself out and then tell everyone. So you're right, even though I did spoil it for everybody. When you got to tribal council, it was pretty like it was a done deal. If you watched the show and you saw that he lost and he had to vote for himself. And even before he got back to the island, they wanted to vote him off anyway. So it was like unanimous, I believe. So
Yes, they did. And
hmm
that's going to do it on this edition of I'm Going to Tell You Survivor Edition. I'm Donovan Worthy,
and I'm Gina Worthy.
and have a nice day.
Take care, guys.